Hi everyone and welcome to Club 3 episode 46 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we've had a couple of pretty successful games since the last episode in our disappointing 1-1 draw against West Brom in the FA Cup. In the replay we really showed up. 3-1, no problems at all. Away from home, looked really dominant and did what we should have done in the first leg, in the first opportunity in that tie. But eventually we went through. We've been drawn against Leeds, one of Derby's real rivals as well, in the next round of the FA Cup. So that's going to be a fun game to play. And in sandwiching that FA Cup replay, we had a game against Burnley and a game against Birmingham and won both of those 2-1 each time. Didn't look brilliant doing it at times, but overall we've done enough to get the wins, and that's been really, really important just to keep us on pace with the teams around us. We'll have a look at the table in a second. Today we've got a game against Watford. We beat them really fairly recently in December away from home 1-0, which was a good result, and we're playing them away at home today, should I say. And the reason that we're playing them in this particular episode is because they've been a bit of a bogey side for us recently. The last couple of seasons I've really struggled against them. It's been really hard to get the wins against them, but I'm hoping to do the double over them in the league this season. Last season they took some points of us. They also knocked us out one of the cup competitions, and yeah, it was a real problem for us last season. So I'm looking to get one over on them properly this season, and this is an opportunity to do it. So we're putting them in an episode just to see what we can do at home against them. In terms of the league table itself, you can see that we sit in 6th place, which is pretty good. Very happy with that. We've been up in the top 4 a bit recently, but dropped a little bit recently. Our form was inconsistent for a while, but we've picked up some good points now and we're back on track. You can see that we are only a couple of points away from the top spot. 4 points separate the top 6 of the league after 23 games for most of them. This is our 23rd, not our 23rd game today, is it? Our 23rd game is against United. So it's going to be challenging to win that game in hand. But if we do, puts us right up in the mix for the title opportunity at the moment, which is something that is way beyond what I was expecting. And so I'm hopeful that we'll be able to sustain the pace and get into a European spot. Anything more than that, and I will be absolutely stunned by. So we'll see what happens with that later as we go through the league games. But as I say, today is about the FA Cup. We are going to keep in the tried and tested asymmetric style with the controlled possession. Most people are fit and healthy. The one that we've got, unfortunately, that's out for about 3 to 5 weeks is Joku, our defensive midfielder. But actually, that might prove a bit of a blessing. If we go and have a look at him, you can see that he's doing very well for a 7.16 average rating, 19 games, 1 goal, no major assists, but is a really important player for the way that we play. And you can see that he's got some good attributes about him. There's a little bit missing here and there, but overall he's provided some very, very good stuff for us over the last couple of seasons. But why is it a potential benefit? Well, it gives this guy a chance to really cement himself in the next few weeks as a potential first-team regular. 21-year-old Brazilian. You can see as a holding player, doesn't have the greatest tackling, but we're using him there as a deep-lying playmaker. We've got a lot of work rate around him, and he's got some brilliant attributes to play that deep-lying playmaker role. 18 on passing, vision is 14, leadership's great, concentration's great, decisions are great, determination is great. There's some really positive stuff in this guy. So giving him a run of proper games, he's played 9 starts, 5 substitutes for us this season, and has got a 7.08 average rating, which isn't too bad at all. 1 assist. I'd like to see what he does now that he's got that place for a couple of weeks, because I think he's quite an exciting prospect. So we'll give him a good run and see how he gets on today. So that's the only major change, really. We've got 1 or 2 other things happening. Martinez should be in, not Ramsey. Other than that, he's the only one that's out, is Joku. So everybody else is fit and healthy. So today's team, that means, will be Bazunu in goal, Bogle at right back, Target at left back, Romario and Harwood Bellis in central defence, Ivan, Vera and Martinez in central midfield, with Noel on the right, Lokudoku on the left and Pauletta up top, with a bench of Burns, Cooper, Ramsey, Silas, Langer, Guive and Monterese. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So I've gone with we are favourites for a reason. Go and show everybody why that is. We're at home. We should be winning this type of game now. We are a top 6 side in the Premier League as it stands, and we should be able to come to our own home ground and win this type of fixture. So let's see how we get on today. Some really good performances recently from the likes of Paoletta, Loku Doku and Noel, for example. They've all been playing very, very well. So I'm really hopeful that they can continue that form and really demonstrate that we are not here by fluke, that we've got some exceptionally good players. Martinez on the corner kick gets another opportunity, and Paoletta, as long as there's no offside there, a lovely second ball in from Martinez. First one gets half cleared back out to him on the corner kick, and he gets a really good opportunity for a second delivery. So there's the first one, didn't even clear the first line of defence. Good thinking by Harwood Bellis, and he gets it back out to Martinez, who puts a first time ball back in, and Paoletta on the header, near post header. He's done that several times. We talked about it in the last episode as well. Right on that near post. It's a really good place for him to be, and he gets another goal, and he's beginning to get some momentum behind his scoring, which is fantastic to see. We paid a lot of money for him, but I knew there was a good player in there in Paoletta, and he's just beginning to show it properly. So for next season, I'm really hopeful that he can continue that form and really start to dominate the scoring charts, maybe, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But a little bit of a period of play for Watford to come back at us. They're using that left-hand side, and we keep our shape so far. They're using quite a flat 4-4-1-1, Watford. We've got a little bit of an asymmetric style, so a bit more staggered through the side. So we'll see when it opens up whether we can make that count at all. But a loose ball there, and Watford gets straight in onto the penalty box, into the 6-yard box nearly, and take a pot shot. But Bazunu is equal to it and parries it out for a corner kick. Watford with the corner kick goes to the far post. Bit of a problem in and around there. Bit of pinball in the penalty box. They have a pot shot at goal, but I think it's cleared by a defender. And eventually we found it in the safe hands of Bazunu. And we've been under the cosh a little bit. You can see these shots at goal, not particularly great so far, but we've had so much of the possession. 15 minutes in, 1 goal up, and 72% of the possession. And now we've got a bit of a problem. A potential foot injury for Noel, one of the real stars of our show. Langer's a very able replacement, but you don't want to have to replace your real stars. And so we'll have to check in with him after the game and see what his injury is like, how bad it's going to be, and how much of the last part of the season it's going to take him out of. But I'm not too worried, as I say, about Langer coming in. He's been exceptionally good for us when we've used him. And ball over the top for Paoletta. I thought he'd composed himself nicely and was going to take that shot and get another goal, but the goalkeeper really gets down very quickly and parries it again out. But another set piece for us. Go to the far post this side, and Langer was underneath it. Martinez with the corner, and it was slightly harmless in the end, and a looping header goes towards the goalkeeper. And Watford, end-to-end stuff. We have so many first halves where nothing much happens. What a great effort that was by Watford. But Bazunu, really, really good hands to, I'm sure it stung his hands a bit, but to push it round the post again, and this time the header goes over the top. They are causing us problems, even though they're not having too much of the possession. What they are having, they're using very, very nicely. And I hope we get through to the half-time whistle, really, with no issues from this point onwards, just so we can settle the team down a little bit. They're playing very nicely. You can see Bazunu's got a 7 average rating for the first half, which is really positive, shows what he's been up to. We've got a couple of others with good ratings as well, but also the likes of Vera and a couple of others not quite at the races today. And that's why, even though we've got lots of possession, we haven't been able to put this game to bed just yet. So we are going to assertively say things are going well, but I know you're capable of even more, and send them straight back out again just to see what we can come up with in the second half. We can always go to the gegenpress if really need be, or we can go defensively if really need. I don't really want to go defensive. I think we're at home. We should be able to see this game out, really. Control the football, work it, and make them run around and chase the shadows a little bit. Good chance for a cross in there, but it doesn't really get too close to Paoletta in the centre. And again, it's Watford who come on the counter-attack, but good play by Romario at the back there. He's settled in so well this season. Romario is a really good find at central defence. Whilst they just check that it was nearly over the line but not quite. Okay, fair enough. We'll have to wait and see whether we can get another goal. But so far, I'm very, very happy with how it's going. 57 minutes gone, a little bit more of a quiet second half. But look at these shots that they've had. And they're creeping up as well. So what we're going to do is... Oh, what happened there? I pressed the wrong button. We're going to pause the game and we're going to go tactically in. And we are actually... I think we are going to go slightly defensive, not because I think that we need to be defending particularly, but I want to soak up some pressure and counter-attack on them because they're just having a little bit too much of the play at the moment. So we're going to bring Martinez off and we're going to bring Silas on to play that slightly deeper role. And we're also going to take off Loku Doku down this left-hand side. Guive can come on and do a really good job for us. Loku Doku, not quite at the races today. Didn't quite give us his best, really. And shout and just say, concentrate for the last little section of the game. And just see if we can soak up the pressure. They're inspired by some feedback they've been given in the Watford ranks. But the game has slightly quietened down again. Look at these amount of chances they've had, though. Defensively, can we keep them out for the last few minutes? It's been a real problem this game. In the second half, they've come further and further into it and caused us some issues. But that's a good ball over the top to relieve the pressure onto Paoletta. Can he hold the play up? He doesn't quite manage it. Has to take a pot shot in the end. And the goalkeeper gets it away with the help possibly from some woodwork. But here they come again down that right-hand side, cutting into the penalty box. The streams of players come back on our defensive side to block the shots and get in the way, and we partially clear it. But again, a lot of these teams are quicker to the ball than we are. Maybe we need some more pace in the centre of midfield, maybe to get on the ball a little quicker when we've sort of half cleared it. What do you think about that? How would you counter the fact that we seem to be second to a lot of those 50-50 balls? We have got it back though and worked it quite nicely down the left hand side and then into Vera. Goes back on himself. This is what we need. A little bit of back and forth just to keep the ball and take the sting out of the game. And Watford have shown why they've been tricky for us to play against. But this season, we've managed to get the points. And that's our step forward. And so another reason I wanted to play this game, to demonstrate that whilst it wasn't easy by any stretch, they really caused us some problems, we coped with it in the end. Well done, lads. Good win for us. And we got the points. And that's the important thing. It keeps us moving forward in terms of the Premier League. So let's come in and see what's happened with that. After 23 games, you can see that the 24th has happened for all those teams around us, other than United, who we play a bit later on. And we've jumped again into 4th spot. And we're a couple of points behind Tottenham and 4 behind Liverpool. And it's still going remarkably well. What have we got coming up that we can continue to build on from this particular game? We've got some tough ones. We've got United coming up soon. We've got Tottenham coming up. Palace, Fulham, West Ham are in there before we come back for the next episode to play Liverpool at home. Another chance for some points against those northern sides. We do quite well. So let's see if we can continue to do that. Today, it was a difficult performance. Watford came to play and they really did a good job of stifling us in that second half. And here's the other bit of news that we were looking for. Manuel Neuer comes out with a 7-day injury. That's not too bad. I will happily take that, really, considering how problematic it would be if he's out for half of these games. So we'll have to leave him out for the Leeds United game, but hopefully he'll be back for Manchester United in the league, which will be really important to us. So that'll do it for today. Good performance in the end in terms of the result. A little bit of a tricky game, Watford proving that they're difficult to play against, but we got the points, and that's our step forward. Puts us in 4th place. Come back for the next episode against Liverpool, see how we do against them, and I'll clarify with you what's happened in these other Premier League games and in the Leeds United FA Cup game. So yeah, come back for the next episode. Thanks for joining me for today though. Really appreciate all you guys coming along for the journey with me and supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're just wandering through and have found a video by chance, then why not think about joining my United City community? Press that subscribe button and come and join the party, and let me know in the comments if you're new to the channel channel. Always interested to hear about new people coming along and joining up. So yeah, that'd be great. If you haven't clicked that like button for me, do that as well. That's really helpful for the growth of my channel. Keeps people watching and finding me in the search engines of YouTube. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. But until next time though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.